So your tutorial video for part A was a little blurry, and so I'm going to see if I can make a little quick tutorial for you. I'm not going to do all the questions, but I'm going to show you the process in each one. So in the first section here, you're given a fraction. Here's 3/7. They want you to find other fractions that are the same. And to do that, all you have to do is pick any number and multiply it. So here's times 2 on top and bottom, and we get 6/14. And those are the same fractions, those are the same ratio. And they want us to do this 4 times. So we could times that one again, or we can start over again. We can times this new one by 2 and get 12/28. And that will give us another one. So here's one that's different. Here's one that's different. 3/7 we can times by 3 and get 9/21. And that one is different, but it's the same. Then we can go and we can actually times it by 10 as well. So we get 30/7, and that one's different. So what we're going to be doing this next section is simplifying. So that means we're going to do the exact kind of opposite of what we just did, is that this fraction here that we're working with has a smaller version of it. And what we need to do is we need to divide instead of multiply until it's as small as possible. So I can divide top and bottom by 2 here, and I get 18/26. I can divide it by 2 again and get 9/13. Now I know 9 has 3's in it, but 13 does not, and so that would mean that this is the smallest, is 9/13. Now just a little tip here, you didn't have to divide 2 twice. You could actually divide it by 4 and went straight to the answer. And so if you can see that in the beginning, that would be very helpful. That would be very helpful. Like on number 9 here, if I divide top and bottom by 5, I would get an answer, which is good. However, I can do a bigger number. I can divide top and bottom by 15, and I get 1/3. And so I can get to the smallest version of the fraction a lot quicker if I use bigger numbers that go into both. So what we want is we want a denominator of 36. And so to do that, we're going to have to find a way to times this denominator to get 36. All right. So we have a denominator here of 6. And so if I times by 6 on top and bottom, I'm going to get 6/36, which is another name of what we just did, but our denominator is 36 this time. Here we have a 9. We times top and bottom by 4. We get 20/36. So again, we're just trying to get this bottom number to be a 36. On the next section, we're going to be adding fractions and subtracting fractions, it looks like. There's a couple ways to do this. I'm just looking at their example here. They have this here, and they're putting the bigger number on top, and they're subtracting from the 5. And they're going to borrow, and they subtract across, and that'll work. There's also another way to do it too. There's lots of ways to do these. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do that kind of for number 14, where we have a denominator of 5 and a denominator of 3. And that's not going to help us very much because there are different numbers. Okay? And we want to quantify this or find out what it means. And so I'm going to turn both of these into the same denominator. So I'm going to times this one by 3 on top and bottom, and times this one by 5 on top and bottom. So I get 6/15 plus 10/15. Next, we're going to, now the denominators are the same, we're going to keep the denominator and add the numerators. 6 plus 10 is 16. Now, I don't know if they ask for a mixed number or an improper fraction. So this is an improper fraction. A mixed number would be 1/115. Since the numerator is bigger than the denominator, we can actually take a whole unit out and have a mixed number or an improper fraction, just depending on what they're asking us to do. And that's the same thing for all of these. And then here we have 13 3/4 plus 4 and 5/6. And there's a couple ways to do this one. I'm going to do the way that they have here. So what they're going to do is they want us to find a common denominator, add the fractions, and then adjust when we get there. So here we're going to find a common denominator for these fractions. And so both of these go into 12. So I'm going to times this one by 3 and times this one by 2. So I'm going to get 13 and 9/12 plus 4 and 10/12. At this point I can add, so I have 17 and 19/12. Now 19/12 is not, that's an improper fraction because 19 is bigger than 12, and so we have more than a whole unit here. So we can actually take away 12 from the numerator, or the top, and that means we get one bigger, and so we're left with 7/12 as a fraction. And that's what we're looking to do for the rest of these. Let's see what else we got. Fill out the table. Mixed number to improper fraction. So if we have a mixed number, like -7 and 8/9, improper fraction means we want everything all cut up. And there's a lot of ways to do this. One way to do it is just to visualize it. So we have 7 pi's. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have another pi that's the same size. So sorry that they're not all the same size. That has 8/9 in here. So we have, let's go ahead and we've got to draw 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that enough? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what we're going to do is we're going to color every one of these slices in, except one. All right. So this is how we'd visualize it, and then we'll do the shortcut for the next one. So this right here is 8 slices. Now this is a whole pie that we're cutting into 9 slices, and this one has 9 slices, this one has 9 slices, so on and so forth. And then they want us to know how many slices we have total, so we can just add it all up. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 63, plus 8 is 71 over 9. Now these are negative, so we're left with the answer. The shortcut way is to multiply. Just times these. So we would get negative 63, and then that negative 8 over 9, because it's negative, and we get negative 71 over 9. Okay, so that's the shortcut way. But if you need to draw all the circles out, that would work fine with me. And then 43 here, this one right here, number 25, with 43 and 8. 43 over 8. And one way to do this is find out how many 8s go into it. So we could continually just subtract 8 until we get, and we could keep that number. So 43 minus 8 is 35, minus 8 is 27, minus 8 is 19, minus 8 is 11, minus 8 is 3. And we subtracted 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So this is 5, and this would be our numerator with our denominator. So that would be the answer here. That's another way to go back. Or you could find out what the largest multiple is, and that's 40, and you could figure it out that way. The multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of each number just means we're just kind of turning these on their heads. So this would be, this would turn into 7/4. And this would turn into 9/2. So you just flip them on their heads, flip them upside down. That's called the reciprocal. And this is a really important skill, is because when we solve with fractions, to undo a fraction, we use a reciprocal. So it's a very useful tool later on. Now notice here, they are going to have us change to improper fractions when we solve these. And then we're going to change back to a mixed number if needed. It says or, so we can leave it as an improper fraction. When you get to higher level math, you almost always do improper fractions. Mixed numbers is mainly for baking. So here we have a normal one, and so what we're going to do, instead of dividing these, we're going to keep the first one, we're going to change to times, and then we're going to flip the next one, or reciprocate, or do the reciprocal. And then we're going to times across. We have 6 over 5 as the answer, because 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 1 is 5. When we have mixed numbers, the process is no different, except that we're going to change them to improper fractions. So here's 7/8. We're going to keep that one, change it to times. Now here, I'm going to times these to get 27 plus 2 over 3. So this will be 29 over 3. So then I'm going to flip it when I do my problem. So you want to change it, and then you're going to multiply across. So you're going to get 21 over 8 times 29. So I don't have a calculator here. I've been doing everything in my head. So let's see here. Man. Let's see, that's going to be the 200s, right? Let's see, ooh, I could do it that way. So 72 plus 160, 40, 32. Yeah, so we're going to times these and we'll be done. So let's see here, that'd be yeah, that should be that right there. Right, so 72. Here, I'm going to write it out. I'm a little tired. Long day, huh? 72, 16, 232. So let's write that as 232. There we go. Now, didn't expect a big number like that, but that's okay. So just to repeat the process here, we need to change it to an improper fraction, and then we're going to do flip it upside down on the back part here, and then multiply across. Alright, so we have some word problems here. If you drive 280 miles on 12 gallons of gas, how many miles per gallon did you get? And that's just a simple division problem. Hopefully you can figure that out on your own. And then we are left with the wonderful answers, and it is 232. So I had it right. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. I did go through it a lot faster than what it does on the videos that are online. However, they are quite blurry and hard to follow. Hopefully this helps you get through it enough to do some of these on your own. If you have more questions, let me know. I'd love to help you.